Now, let's deal with the Nogokpo matter. We have a constitutional angle to it, don't we? And our flyer said that Bishop Ajanasari is a true man of God. That's where I'm going to start from. He is a true man of God. We believe that. Now, when I joined the International Central Gospel Church, Pastor Otabel's church, Reverend Ajanasari was a member of the church. He used to preach on Tuesdays. He was an amazing miracle worker. He carried the unction of the Spirit of God that he still carries. He carried it even then. So I know Reverend Ajanasari. Many of us don't know that Reverend Ajanasari was part of Pastor Otabel's church. He was. So Reverend Ajanasari was preaching a bit in Power Hall at the International Central Gospel Church, Pastor Otabel's church. Now, he was a miracle worker. Prophet Ano was the prophet in the church. And that's how we were raised in the charismatic Christendom. That's why we are so powerful, you see. That's why these are the people that we learned at their feet. So we are solid. You understand that, don't you? So Pastor Otabel, and Reverend Ajanasari then went to Tamale in the northern. I never saw him preach there. But at all material times when he was in Tamale, we knew that he was the ICGC pastor in Tamale. And he started a church there. After a while, he left the church, which ICGC took over, I believe, and came to Accra on his own. He didn't take the members away, no. He left the church there, came to Accra to start a new mission. Pastor Otabel announced to the church that Reverend Ajanasari has left. He started World Bible, I've forgotten what the church was called. It's now called Perez, but it used to be called something, I can't remember. World Miracle Church. Oh, World Bible was Konachiankra, sorry. So World Miracle, something about miracle, because he's a miracle worker, you know. So Pastor Otabel announced to the church that Reverend Ajanasari he started another church, his own mission, and therefore he's gone. Our Tamale church will do so and so. Prophet Ano will take over that miracle ministry, prophetic, etc. But Prophet Ano was doing the Solution Center on Thursdays, not long after Prophet Ano was shifted by Pastor Otabel to start his own church in Adenta, which he still has, which I've been there so many times. Fantastic church in Adenta, one of the pillars of the ICGC vision, wrought by Pastor and Mrs. Otabel. Okay, so that's Ajanasari. That's how I know Ajanasari. This is a great, correct man of God. Okay. Now, let's get into some of the details. What did he say? He said Nogokpo is the evil, did he say headquarters? Something like that. Okay. Now, for my money, if I have to paint this with a broad brush, I would say that because of the provisions of the Constitution, perhaps, just perhaps, Reverend Ajanasari, maybe he shouldn't have publicized that. He knows he's a miracle worker, he's a spiritual man, he knows it, but maybe he shouldn't have said it. Why? This is the reason. Okay. Article 21 of the Republican Constitution, General Fundamental Freedoms. All persons shall have the right to freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such practice. Very important. All persons, all, sinner, unbeliever, Paul, Joel, John, Das, Gloria, Abner, Kofi, all persons. J.J. Rollins, Akufo-Addo, John Mahama, all persons. All persons shall have the right to freedom to practice any religion and to manifest such practice. Is the manifestation of such practice, okay? Now, I had a video to show, but I'm not sure we'll show that. We don't need it. Guys, we don't need that video. We don't have time. So let me just say it. Those who need it, I can give it to you later. In the 1960 population census that we have shared on here, that's the video that, maybe how long is it? How long is the video? Ask them. In the 1960 population census, viewers, the religion was classified into 3 different religions: African traditional religion, Christianity, and Islam. That's how the 1960 population census was conducted. That's how all population censuses have been conducted since then, within the context of asking the individuals being counted, what is their religion? Okay. All right. Now, that question that comes to us, Christianity. So you say you are Christianity, they will ask you, what is your place of worship? Then I say, St. Catherine's Catholic Church, St. Maron's Catholic Church, Ebenezer Society Methodist Church, Presbyterian something in Adenta. Where do you go to church? And they check out the distance between your house and the church and all that. So the place for a Christian, the symbol of Christian worship is church. The symbol of Islamic worship is a mosque. And the symbol of African traditional religion is the shrine. Therefore, a religious leader should not be able to say that the representation of a shrine is demonic. Under the 1992 Constitution, we can't say that. That the representation of a shrine is demonic. Because you see, we Christians use the word demonic, Muslims use the word demonic, and so does the African traditional religion. So one who practices African traditional religion, when he sleeps and has a wild dream, he goes to the fetish. And he goes to the fetish to ask the fetish to exorcise the spirit of the demon. So they also consider that as demonic. So if you say that Nogokpo, which is a shrine for the practice of African traditional religion, is demonic, that's derogatory. And Article 21 does not allow you to say that. All persons shall have the right to freedom to practice any religion and to manifest. So the manifestation of the practice of African traditional religion may be a fetish priest who is half naked, and is on the street, is holding something, shaking it and doing something like that. That may be the manifest. The manifestation of my religion is immortal, invisible God, only wise. That's my religion. Manifestation of Islam, Allahu Akbar. And we do that in the church, we do that in a mosque, we do that in a shrine. So the shrine is a place of worship. For that reason, I believe that my very respected Ajanasari ought not to have publicly declared a shrine, which is the symbol of African traditional religion, recognized as one of the religious practices in Ghana, as a demonic establishment under the law. Not under social, not under religion, not under anything, but under the law. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, we already said a shrine is a place of worship, just like a church and a mosque. Adherents to the African traditional religion also believe in the concept of demons as evil creatures and spirits. So the demonic thing, that's the point we make here. The adherents to the African traditional religion, they also believe in demons. They believe that demons plague them. We believe demons plague us. Muslims believe demons plague them. Demons are with the devil. African traditional religion also sees the Lucifer as a devil. They believe that they are worshiping God because that's the religion that they inherited from their fathers. And they tell them that Onyankopon Kwame, and they said that. So they know that they are worshiping their God, but their practice is different. And the Constitution says they are justified to practice their religion. Okay? So that's what it is. Let's move on. Oh, I'm looking for more. You know what? Please put the rest of Ajanasari. However, coming back to the Reverend Ajanasari narrative, okay? I have 2 Corinthians here, fantastic. From, did I have the book, the Emmanuel Eni? I hope it's part of it. I'm going to say some very interesting things, okay? Viewers, permit me. Reverend Ajanasari as a Christian and a Christian leader, if you watch the narrative, and I was going to show the video, but I won't. If you watch the narrative of the Nogokpo story, and you look at his body language, the bishop said that the car of his associate pastor, after they left Agbozome, somewhere they went through Nogokpo, the entire tie came out of under the 4x4 car. Now, that remark, which drew laughter, anxiety from his audience, I think that remark could have been said another way. Because for us Christians, as the prophet said, Apostle Paul said, there's no name under the sun and beyond the sun, under the sea, that is greater than the name of Christ. We do not glorify, how do I call it? We do not glorify schemes from other people. We glorify the eternal Jesus Christ. The Elohim, that's the one we glorify. We don't glorify schemes. So if some tie was removed from the car, it is not anybody who did it, it's God who did it. For us Christians, we don't know, we don't care. We don't know anybody. It's God we know. Now, why do I say that? Because in the kind of traditional charismatic context that I was raised in, there was this book, Delivered from the Power of Darkness. It's by Emmanuel Amos Eni, an amazing testimony of an ex-Satan's agent. This book caused ripples in the late 80s and early 90s. Everybody was reading it. And the author said he's a former devil, or he's a former witch, or he's a former something, demon. And he had horrendous stories about what demons do. They drink blood, they jump on your head, they can turn themselves into mosquito, and they can be rabbit and scorpion. Charlie, it was scary. In Presec, when you read Delivered from Power, make sure you read it in the afternoon. You read it in the night, you are in trouble. Oh. You are walking from prayer, the trees shake, you are running away, some demon is coming. One day we went to church at ICGC. God bless Pastor Otabel. God bless Pastor Otabel. Pastor Otabel brought this book, raised it, and said, nobody should read this book again. What is this? Pastor Otabel, I was excited because I was too scared to read Emmanuel Eni's testimony. And Pastor Otabel said, no, this is demonic. He threw the book away. Said nobody should read it. I think that was the end of that book. I think because of what Pastor Otabel said, that was the beginning of the end of that book. Nobody bought it again. And nobody even knows about it. This is it. Delivered from the Power of Darkness by Emmanuel Eni. Otabel said, for the devil is a liar. And everything he says is a lie. For he has nothing to do but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. In John 10:10. The devil comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. He has nothing to offer you. So don't read his account. Read the Holy Bible. So in that context, let's get back to the scripture. I'm not sure why Reverend Agyin Asare, with all the miracles he has achieved, which he can tell his people and tell people in confidence, was saying it publicly. That some Nogokpo people were able to remove. They were not able to do anything. You are doing the God work. Now let's go to 2 Corinthians 10:4, King James Version. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. So our weapons, they are not carnal. So I don't come and stand here as a pastor and tell people about what I did or what happened. No, it's spiritual. They will see the outcome. They will see that I'll go to Agbozome and come 500 times and nothing will happen. Everything I see in the spirit, I can discuss with my associate pastor. I say, do you see that thing that we saw? You know that it was an attack? But I won't come and say it publicly because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. I have another scripture here. Ephesians 6:12, King James Version. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Our wrestle is not with flesh and blood called a name. No. We are not wrestling with flesh and blood called something that we can touch. It's sitting in a Konongo Junction. We can touch it. There's a signboard that we can go and hold it. No. We do not wrestle that way. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle in the spirit. So, because you're a spiritual man, the things that have a physical sort of appearance, even though they may have spiritual background, I don't think the Reverend Ajanasari should have spoken about it. The last part, very sensitive, so I'll make it very short. The last part, the people of the Nogokpo Shrine who are giving Reverend Ajanasari 14 days. I don't even understand it. 14 days to do what? Here it is. Section 74 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29. Whoever threatens any other person with unlawful harm, with intent to put that person in fear or unlawful harm, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. So they cannot do that. Nobody can tell Ajanasari, I'm giving you 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 14. You can't do that. You can't say that. You can't do anything about that. And I like this guy so much. This guy who did he's an airway, and he did the video and put it out. There was an earlier video that we were looking for this, and they've deleted it. Some lady came and threatened Ajanasari. You say, you see what Nogokpo will do to you? I quickly sent it to my brother. Look at her. Let's show it on TV. They've deleted it. That means they are thinking well. I like that. But this other guy did a video. I was just watching it yesterday. And I said, yes, this guy is making a lot of sense. You see, we are one Ghana. Have a look at this video.
Even if Archbishop is portraying that he heard it from somewhere, or it is by experience that he got that information, that he got that kind of notion about the place. Tana minada jimawa ma educational. Don't you have to rather educate people? Because Nogokpo even outside Volta region. Na mother crackbo globally. Yagbasagadel. Yo Nogokpo vovoado. Everybody that knows, that hears about Nogokpo, that name alone. So if there is something you people can do, there is something you people can boast about or brag about at this time, my people, my Ewe people, is it not rather to educate people? If you really claim that what Archbishop said is not true about it, I am rather disgusted. It's really disgusting that all the things that you are doing rather confirms what the man you are claiming that the man said.
So whoever threatens any other person with unlawful harm, with intent to put that person in fear or unlawful harm, shall be guilty of a misdemeanor. You can't do that. You know. What's up, I can't see nobody I won't buy. All about temper, okay, from home. My idea, nanny, then you know. Oh, yeah, me too, for what I so what's up, I can't see nobody I won't buy. Oh, about temper, okay, from home. My idea, oh, yeah, me too for share so that. What time I can see, nobody ever buy. About temper, what can you from? Oh, my nanny, then you know. About temper, what can you from? Oh.